Hey guys, it's Brooke, and I realized that cheer tryouts for like All-Star Cheer are coming pretty close. I actually got an email today that I have tryouts in like 5 weeks, which is crazy. So I wanted to do like an experience video, like tryout experience, because it was requested, but I filmed that and it was just like really long, and it just, for me, it felt boring and I didn't want to post something that I didn't think was good. So I am doing the do's and don'ts of All-Star cheerleading, and I think this will help anyone who like wants to do All-Star cheer and doesn't really know for sure if they're really into it. So I hope this helps you guys, or you just find it interesting and enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with what to do, and then I'll get to the don'ts after that. So the first one is do be willing to put work in. And what I mean by this is if you're an All-Star cheerleader, you're going to have practices multiple times a week, you're going to have competitions, you're going to have to miss some things, and you're going to have to put cheer in front of other activities. And that's just what it takes to be on a successful team, is you have to be 110% dedicated to your team and hardworking, and that's just what it takes. The second one is do bloom where you're planted. And let me explain this. This is a huge saying that my gym has. We actually have like a little sign. And that basically means have a positive attitude and be excited about whatever team you're on. Because whatever team you're on, whether you tried out for level 5 and made level 3, or tried out for level 2 and made level 4, or wanted to be on a senior team and you're on a junior team, or wanted to be on co-ed and you're on all-girl, like no matter what team you're on that team for a reason. And that reason is that your coaches or whoever it is that put you on that team sees that you will do well on this team, and that you will succeed with the people that are on this team, and that everyone will like mesh well, and that you'll be successful, because they're not going to put you on a team that's too hard for you or just not a good fit for you to see you fail. The reason they're putting you on whatever team you're on is so that you will succeed. So bloom where you're planted, meaning be happy with wherever team you're placed on and just grow from there and really learn from that experience, and don't have like a negative attitude about whatever team you're on. Next one is do make it fun. And what I mean by this is cheer is hard. It is very hard, but it's fun. But if you don't think about the fact that it's fun, it's going to be miserable. If you do a full out, and obviously full outs aren't done at the beginning of the season, but just like as an example, if you're doing a full out and you're like thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, this sucks, I'm so tired, I feel like I'm going to throw up, I cannot do this sucks, our stunt fell, we're not going to put it back up, then it is going to be so miserable. Like, you're going to hate it. But if you do a full out and you're encouraging people, you're doing mat talk, you're performing, you're really like working hard at your jumps and working the dance, then it's fun. Like, if you're an All-Star cheerleader, you know that when you hit 0, it's the best feeling in the entire world. And the physical exhaustion you feel from a full out is so much less than like the mental and emotional feeling of success when you succeed or hit 0 or make your coaches proud or win or whatever it is. So making cheerleading fun just makes it so much better. Just try to find things like, I'm with my friends, like this is fun, like yeah, we're conditioning, but I'm conditioning with my friend. Or lie to yourself. I tell my flyers this all the time, but just say, this is easy, this stunt is so easy, or my tumbling isn't even hard, this routine's not even hard, because lying to yourself really does help. So mat talk to other people, mat talk to yourself, encourage each other, perform, just think positively, and it'll make it so much more fun. The next one is do push yourself, and I talked about this a little bit with the first one, but basically for a team to succeed, every single person needs to push themselves as far as they can to hit their tumbling, hit their jumps, hit their stunts, do everything with good technique and cleanliness, and there's just a lot of aspects that go into cheer. But if there's one person on your team who doesn't try, whether they're a flyer, tumbler, base, back spot, whatever, your team will not succeed. Like, you have to try. Every single person on that team is responsible for a portion of the routine. They're responsible for their part. If there is one girl out of 35 girls on a team that touches down on all of her tumbling, then your team's probably not going to win. And pushing yourself will help you realize, oh, this actually isn't that hard. Like, I can do this. I've done it before. And it's just really important when you're on a team to know that you have to push. Okay, so now I'm going to get on to the don'ts. And the first don't is do not complain all the time. Obviously, everyone complains sometimes. I definitely complain sometimes. Like, if you get injured, you know, or you're sore, that's okay to complain. But if you come to practice every day and you're like, I don't like this. This is so boring. I do not want to be here. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. Like, if you have negative energy coming into the gym, your practice is not going to be good. Like, whenever my team does full outs, I can kind of feel the energy and know whether or not that full out is going to be good or not. So don't complain. Basically just have a positive attitude. And even if you have to fake it, just fake it till you make it, because it just makes it so much more enjoyable. And whenever one person complains on a team, it just like spreads. The second don't is a big one, and it's also, I think, easy to avoid. Don't start drama. Starting drama in general is annoying, but starting drama on a cheer team is like 10 times worse, because your cheer team is supposed to be like your family. It's supposed to be like your brothers and sisters who you can count on, who you can encourage and trust. Trust is big in cheerleading. If there is some sort of an issue, either talk to the person about it or talk to the coaches about it, because if there's drama on your team, you want to get it resolved as soon as you can, because you don't want the team to like be against one another or be against one person or anything like that, because that just kind of like messes with the whole team dynamic, and you don't want that. You want the team to all get along and be happy and just love each other like a team should. The next don't is do not say I can't. I know a lot of gyms call this like the C word, like you're not supposed to say it, but it honestly is true. If you have a negative mentality about your tumbling or your stunt or whatever it is that you're struggling with, then if you say I can't, then you're right. Like, you're just right. So have a positive attitude, tell yourself that you can do it, because if you tell yourself that you can't, then you're right. Like, you're automatically right, you're not even trying. So just say I'll try harder and try to motivate yourself, and again, just be optimistic about it. And usually this has to do with like a tumbling skill or a flyer who's trying to get a new flying skill or whatever. So just know that like that stuff isn't easy. It's not meant to be done on your very first try. So just keep trying and really motivate yourself, and that should help, but just never say I can't, because you will be right. The last don't, and in my opinion the most important, is don't be negative about your team's season or your cheer team in general. This just really brings a team down and discourages a team, even if it's just one person doing it, because if one person is like, yeah, we're probably not going to win it all, I bet we'll never hit 0, like this team's just not good this year, like this season's just not going well, then everyone else is going to be like, oh my gosh, you're right, like that's so true, you're right, like why should we even try? So don't be negative about your season. Partially because that just makes it like miserable for you to think that you're on a failing team or whatever, because even if you don't win, if you try your best, that's success in itself. Like hitting 0 or hitting just a good routine or even just having fun along the way is what it's about. So if you just focus on, we haven't won a competition yet and we've had 2 competitions, so we're probably not going to win for the rest of the season, and so we suck. So don't have that mentality, because that's not true. Like there are teams that lose every competition and then their very last competition they win and get a world's bid, you know, like anything can happen. So keep your hopes up, stay positive, and just don't be negative about the team or the season, because that really spreads throughout the team and then that just makes it 10 times worse. Okay, so those are all the do's and don'ts of All-Star cheerleading. I hope y'all liked this video. I hope you found it helpful or interesting, and please leave me any comments below. Ask me questions, leave video requests. I love reading comments. So I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Bye!